There are moments when life does not feel like something you are living. It feels like something that is falling on top of you all at once. One thought pulls on another. One worry turns into 10 more. One small problem seems to open the door to everything else you have been trying not to think about. The mind gets loud. The heart gets tired. Even simple things begin to feel heavy. And when that happens, it can seem as if there is no quiet place left inside you. It can seem as if peace belongs to someone else. It can seem as if everyone else knows how to handle life better than you do. But listen very carefully. This moment does not mean you are weak. It does not mean you are broken. It does not mean you are failing at life. It only means you have been carrying too much for too long, and your whole being is asking for gentleness now. When a person feels overwhelmed, the world begins to lose its softness. The day feels harder than it is. The future looks heavier than it may truly be. The mind starts telling stories that sound real because fear knows how to speak with a very convincing voice. It says that things will never get better. It says that you must fix everything right now. It says that if you stop pushing for even a moment, everything will fall apart. It says that rest is dangerous, that slowing down is weakness, that peace can wait until every problem is solved. But that voice is not the voice of truth. It is the voice of pressure. It is the voice of exhaustion. It is the voice that appears when you have forgotten that you are human, and that human hearts are not made to live in constant tension. Sometimes overwhelm comes quietly. It begins with a little stress, a little sadness, a little worry. Then the days keep moving, and you keep going. And because you are strong, you keep handling things. You answer what must be answered. You do what must be done. You hold yourself together. You say you are fine because you do not want to become a burden. You keep moving because stopping might mean feeling everything you have pushed down. And then one day, the weight that was once manageable begins to feel impossible. The tears come faster. The sleep feels lighter. The smallest task feels bigger. Even deciding what to do next becomes hard. Your spirit begins to whisper what your busy mind has not wanted to hear. This is too much. I need care. I need space. I need relief. There is nothing shameful about that whisper. In fact, it may be one of the most honest voices inside you. So much suffering grows because people are taught to ignore that inner truth. They are taught to keep going no matter what. They are taught to push through every feeling, silence every need, and wear their exhaustion like proof of worth. But your worth is not measured by how much pain you can carry without asking for rest. Your worth is not measured by how much pressure you can survive while smiling. Your worth does not grow because you deny your own need for comfort. You do not become more lovable by becoming harder on yourself. You do not become more powerful by being cruel to your own heart. There is a sacred moment that can happen when you are overwhelmed. It is the moment you stop arguing with the truth of how you feel. It is the moment you stop saying, I should be stronger than this. I should be doing better than this. I should not feel this way. Those words do not heal you. They only make the weight heavier. But when you say, "This is hard right now," something inside begins to soften. When you say, "I am overwhelmed and I need kindness," the walls inside you begin to open. Healing does not begin when you pretend to feel better. Healing begins when you tell the truth gently. Maybe today you are tired in a way that sleep alone cannot fix. Maybe the tiredness is not just in your body, but in your thoughts, in your emotions, in the part of you that has had to be strong for too long. Maybe you are tired of waiting for things to improve, tired of trying to stay positive, tired of wondering when it will get easier, tired of carrying private fears that no one fully sees, tired of pretending that everything is under control. If that is where you are right now, then let this be a place where you do not have to perform strength. Let this be a place where you do not have to act as if you have all the answers. Let this be a place where you can lay down the heavy mask for a little while and just be exactly as you are. You may not even know why you feel so overwhelmed. Sometimes there is a clear reason. There may be too much change, too much pain, too much uncertainty, too much responsibility, but sometimes the reason is less visible. Sometimes your heart has been quietly collecting things: disappointment, pressure, fear, loneliness, unspoken grief, hidden anger, small daily worries that never got released. And because they were never fully felt, they stayed, they gathered, they formed a kind of inner storm. Then one day, something small happens and it all comes rushing forward. This is why you must not judge yourself for feeling deeply. The feeling you have today may not belong only to today. It may be the voice of many days asking to be heard at once. When life feels like too much, many people start believing that they are the problem. They think, something must be wrong with me. Why can I not handle this better? Why am I so affected? Why am I so tired? Why can I not just calm down? But there is a softer truth. The problem is not that you feel too much. The problem is that you may have been expected to hold too much without enough care, without enough rest, without enough comfort, without enough room to simply be human. Of course your heart is asking for relief. Of course your body is asking for stillness. Of course your mind is asking for a break from endless fear. Nothing has gone wrong because you need tenderness. Something very right is happening. Your inner self is asking to come back into balance. Overwhelm has a way of shrinking your world. It makes tomorrow look huge and this moment feel unsafe. It makes every unanswered question feel urgent. It makes unfinished things look like danger. It makes uncertainty feel like proof that something bad is coming. But not every unknown thing is a threat. Not every pause means disaster. Not every delay means failure. The overwhelmed mind sees everything through pressure. It forgets how to trust. It forgets how to wait. It forgets that not everything must be solved in one breath. So now, instead of asking yourself to understand your whole life at once, perhaps you only need to return to this one moment, this one breath, this one heartbeat, this one small step back into yourself. There is a deep kindness in remembering that you do not have to carry the whole future right now. You do not have to know how everything will turn out today. You do not have to solve every problem before you allow yourself to breathe. You do not have to earn peace by fixing every unfinished part of your life. Peace is not a reward waiting at the end of perfect control. Peace is a way of meeting yourself now, even in the middle of confusion, especially in the middle of confusion, because peace is not something that appears only when the storm is gone. Peace is what begins to grow when you stop fighting yourself inside the storm. The world often teaches people to respond to overwhelm by doing more, think faster, plan harder, control more, stay busy, stay distracted, stay useful, stay productive. But there are times when the most healing thing is not doing more. It is softening more. It is listening more. It is breathing more slowly. It is becoming willing to stop forcing your spirit to move at a speed it cannot sustain. If has rhythms, nature has rhythms, the body has rhythms, the soul has rhythms, and when you have been living too long in a state of pressure, it is no surprise that overwhelm arrives like a signal saying, "This pace is hurting me." Imagine how long you may have been asking yourself to keep going without enough relief. Imagine how often you may have ignored your own need for quiet because life kept asking for more. Imagine how many times you told yourself, just one more thing, just one more day, just one more problem to get through. And yet the heart remembers, the body remembers, the nervous system remembers. Even when the mind tries to stay in control, your deeper self knows when it has reached its limit. That is why overwhelm is not your enemy. It is not here to punish you. It is not here to tell you that you are not doing enough. It is here to tell you that something inside needs a gentler way. Perhaps you have been trying to hold up too many parts of life at once, trying to be strong for everyone, trying to make good decisions with a tired mind, trying to stay hopeful while feeling afraid, trying to keep peace on the outside while carrying turmoil on the inside, trying to act like you are okay because you do not know how to explain what you feel. All of that is exhausting. And if you have been doing it for a long time, it makes sense that your heart would begin to say, "I cannot keep living like this." That is not failure, that is awareness. That is wisdom arriving at the door of your life, asking to be let in. There is a part of you that already knows how to come back to peace. It may feel far away right now, but it is still there. It has not left you. It has not been destroyed by fear. It has only been covered by noise, by stress, by the constant demand to keep going. Beneath all of that, there is still a quiet place within you. A place that knows how to breathe, a place that knows how to soften, a place that knows you were never meant to carry life through force alone. You were also meant to receive support, to receive rest, to receive comfort, to receive the kind of love that does not rush you. So if life feels like too much right now, do not make the moment harder by blaming yourself for it. Do not add judgment to pain. Do not add shame to exhaustion. Do not turn your own heart into another place of pressure. Instead, let this moment become a turning point. Let it become the moment you stop treating your overwhelm as something to hide and begin meeting it as something that needs love. Because the heart does not heal by being pushed. It heals by being understood. The mind does not calm down by being attacked. It calms down when it feels safe enough to let go. You may not know yet how everything will change. You may not know how long this feeling will last. You may not know how to fix what has been weighing on you, but you do not need to know all of that right now. First thing is not fixing. The first thing is noticing. The first thing is allowing yourself to say, this is a lot. The first thing is letting your breath return. The first thing is giving yourself the grace to be overwhelmed without making it mean something terrible about who you are. In that grace, space begins to open. In that space, peace begins to whisper. In that whisper, life begins to feel possible again. There are days when the bravest thing you can do is not to push through, but to pause. Not to pretend, but to feel. Not to control, but to breathe. Not to demand that everything makes sense, but to sit quietly and admit that your soul is tired. That kind of honesty is sacred. That kind of pause is healing. And perhaps right now, more than answers, more than plans, more than effort, what you need is permission. Permission to stop forcing for one moment. Permission to stop carrying everything in your hands. Permission to let this breath be enough. Permission to let this moment be enough. Permission to believe that even here, even now, when life feels like too much, peace has not left you. It is closer than you think. Overwhelm is not only about having too much to do. Very often, it is about having too much to hold inside. It is the weight of thoughts you never got to finish, feelings you never got to release, fears you never had time to sit with, and pressure you became so used to that you forgot it was pressure at all. The heart can carry invisible things for a long time. It can carry worry while smiling. It can carry grief while showing up for daily life. It can carry fear while speaking in a calm voice. It can carry loneliness in a crowded room. And because so much of this weight cannot be seen, many people begin to doubt their own pain. They think nothing looks that bad from the outside. So why do I feel like I am drowning on the inside? But inner weight is still weight. Hidden pain is still pain. Unseen pressure is still pressure. There are many forms of heaviness that gather in a life. Some come from responsibility. Some come from disappointment. Some come from fear about the future. Some come from old wounds that were never fully healed. Some come from trying to keep everyone else okay while quietly falling apart inside. Some come from being the one who always has to understand, always has to adjust, always has to keep the peace, always has to keep going. The body can do this for a while, the mind can do this for a while, but eventually the cost begins to show. The chest feels tight, the thoughts race, the smallest decision feels tiring, sleep does not restore you the way it once did. Joy feels harder to reach, and suddenly even simple life begins to feel like a mountain. What makes overwhelm so painful is that it often brings many things together at once. It is not just fear, it is fear mixed with pressure. It is not just sadness, it is sadness mixed with responsibility. It is not just uncertainty, it is uncertainty mixed with exhaustion. The mind starts moving in circles. It tries to solve, predict, protect, and control all at the same time. But the more it runs, the more tired it becomes. Then the tiredness makes everything feel even bigger, and that makes the mind run even more. This is how overwhelm grows, not always because life is impossible, but because the inner system has been stretched too long without enough relief. You may have become used to living in a state of constant inner tension, so used to it that you no longer call it tension. You call it normal. You call it being responsible. You call it staying prepared. You call it doing what must be done. And yes, some level of effort is part of life. Some level of care is natural. But when care turns into constant worry, when effort turns into relentless pressure, when responsibility turns into carrying every possible outcome in your body, the soul begins to suffer. There is a difference between caring and clutching. There is a difference between being responsible and trying to control everything. There is a difference between doing your part and making yourself carry the whole world. Sometimes the weight you carry is not even fully yours. You may be carrying expectations that were placed on you a long time ago. Expectations to be strong, expectations to be calm, expectations to be useful, expectations to be the stable one, the kind one, the understanding one, the one who does not make trouble, the one who handles things. At first, those roles may have helped you survive. They may have helped you feel needed or safe. But over time, they can become heavy identities. You start forgetting that you are allowed to need help too. You are allowed to feel confused too. You are allowed to fall apart sometimes. You are allowed to not know. You are allowed to not be the one holding it all together every moment of every day. Many people carry the weight of trying to be enough in a world that keeps asking for more. More success, more effort, more patience, more achievement, more emotional control, more proof that you are doing well. When you live under those kinds of pressures, it is easy to forget that your being is more important than your performance. It is easy to forget that your value is not based on how much you can produce while exhausted. It is easy to forget that rest is not laziness, that softness is not failure, that slowing down does not mean you are losing. It may simply mean you are finally listening to the truth of your own heart. There is also the weight of uncertainty, and uncertainty can be one of the heaviest things to carry. When you do not know what is coming next, the mind tries to prepare for every possible future. It imagines problems that have not happened. It tries to solve situations that have not yet arrived. It keeps reaching forward because it does not want to be caught off guard, but the future cannot always be managed by thought. Some things must unfold one step at a time. Some things can only be understood when they happen. Some answers do not come through force. They come through patience, through clarity, through the wisdom that arrives when the mind is no longer in panic, yet overwhelm makes uncertainty feel unbearable. It turns not knowing into a threat. It turns waiting into suffering. It turns every unknown into something to fear. Then there is the weight of emotional pain that was never given enough room. Maybe there are things you have never fully grieved. Maybe there are disappointments you told yourself to get over too quickly. Maybe there are hurts you buried because there was no safe place to feel them. Maybe there are needs you silenced because you thought they would not be met anyway. But whatever we do not gently face, we often continue to carry. Not because we are weak, but because the heart keeps holding what it has not yet been allowed to release. This is why overwhelm can sometimes feel bigger than the current moment. It may be today's stress mixed with yesterday's sorrow and old pain that never got to breathe. The mind also carries stories, and those stories become part of the weight. Stories like, I have to do everything myself. Stories like, if I stop, everything will fall apart. Stories like, no one really understands. Stories like, I am behind. Stories like, I should be stronger than this. Stories like, I cannot rest until every problem is solved. These thoughts do not just pass through the mind. They shape the body. They tighten the shoulders. They harden the chest. They speed up the heart. They make simple life feel unsafe. Over time, the stories begin to feel like facts. But a fearful thought repeated many times is still not the same as truth. And one of the most healing things you can do is begin to notice which thoughts are adding weight instead of relieving it. You may also be carrying the pressure of unfinished things, unfinished conversations, unanswered messages, unclear decisions, delayed healing, uncertain plans. The overwhelmed mind does not like unfinished space. It wants everything resolved, everything settled, everything known. But life rarely works that way. Life unfolds, life shifts, life opens one door and then another. Not everything becomes clear at once. Not everything completes itself on your schedule. Yet when you are already tired, unfinished things can feel especially loud. They sit in the mind like open loops, pulling on your energy again and again. This is why overwhelm is not always caused by one great burden. Sometimes it comes from many small things pressing on the heart at the same time. And then there is the hidden weight of self-judgment. This one can make everything heavier. It is hard enough to feel stressed, afraid, confused, or tired. But when you add a harsh voice on top of that, the burden doubles. The harsh voice says you should be doing better. It says you should not feel this way. It says other people have it worse. It says you are too sensitive, too slow, too emotional, too much, not enough. That voice does not guide you into healing. It only deepens the wound. No heart becomes lighter by being shamed. No overwhelmed mind becomes calm by being attacked. If anything must be put down first, let it be the belief that cruelty toward yourself will somehow make you stronger. So much of life changes when you realize that overwhelm is not proof that you are failing. It is often proof that you have been carrying more than your spirit can hold alone. And once you understand that, you can begin to meet yourself differently. Instead of asking, "What is wrong with me?" you can ask, "What has been too heavy for too long?" Instead of saying, "Why can I not handle this?" you can ask, "Where have I been asking too much of myself without enough care?" Instead of pushing harder, you can become curious. What is weighing on my heart? What am I afraid of? What have I been trying to manage all by myself? What have I not given myself permission to feel? These are gentle questions, not judgmental ones. They are not here to blame you. They are here to help you see clearly, because healing begins when the hidden weight is brought into the light. You do not need to solve every burden at once. You do not need to suddenly know how to release years of pressure in one day, but there is power in naming what you have been carrying. There is power in saying, "Yes, I have been holding fear. Yes, I have been holding pressure. Yes, I have been holding sadness. Yes, I have been holding too much by myself." The heart softens when it feels seen, even by you, especially by you. You are not meant to move through life as if you are made of stone. You are not meant to be untouched by stress, grief, change, and uncertainty. You are not meant to hold every emotional wave without ever trembling. You are alive. You feel, you love, you hope, you worry, you care deeply. Of course, life affects you. Of course, pressure leaves a mark when it goes on too long. There is nothing strange about that. What would be strange is expecting a tender human heart to remain light while carrying unspoken sorrow, constant fear, endless pressure, and no relief. The truth is, some of the weight you carry may simply come from trying too hard to keep being okay in ways that no longer help you. Perhaps you have been trying to be okay by controlling more, trying to be okay by staying busy, trying to be okay by avoiding what you feel, trying to be okay by meeting every need except your own. But healing may ask something different now. It may ask for honesty instead of performance. It may ask for softness instead of force. It may ask for presence instead of panic. It may ask you to stop seeing your feelings as interruptions and begin seeing them as messages. What is the message of overwhelm? Very often, it is simple. I cannot carry all of this in the same way anymore. Something must change. Not everything in your life at once, perhaps, but something in how you hold it, something in how you speak to yourself, something in how you breathe through your days, something in how much pressure you put on your own heart, something in your belief that you must manage it all before you deserve peace. That belief is too heavy. That way of living is too hard. And maybe the beginning of healing is not adding more effort, but removing some of the inner burden you were never meant to bear alone. You do not have to deny the weight to become free of it. You do not have to pretend it is light when it feels heavy. You do not have to smile over pain in order to be spiritual, strong, or mature. True strength often looks quieter than that. It looks like honesty. It looks like gentleness. It looks like saying, I have been carrying a lot and I need a softer way now. It looks like letting yourself be human again. It looks like remembering that even the strongest hearts need rest. Even the most loving people need care. Even the most capable souls need moments where they are not the ones holding everything together. Perhaps for so long you have been standing under the weight of life with clenched shoulders and a brave face, telling yourself to endure just a little more. But right now, you may not need another lesson in endurance. You may need a lesson in release. You may need permission to stop gripping so tightly. You may need to discover that not every burden belongs in your hands. Not every fear deserves your full trust. Not every thought is a command, and not every pressure is holy. Some things are simply too much because they were never meant to be carried in that way. So take a moment now and let yourself become aware of the weight without fear. Notice what feels heavy. Notice what has been pulling at you. Notice what has been living in your body, your thoughts, your chest, your breath. You do not need to fix it yet. Just notice. This is not a moment for force. This is a moment for truth. And truth, when held with tenderness, can be the first doorway back to peace, because once you can see what you have been carrying, you are no longer lost inside it. Once you can name the burden, you can begin to loosen your hold. Once you stop hiding your own heaviness from yourself, the healing has already begun. Even in the middle of overwhelm, there is a truth that can bring your whole being back from the edge. You are safe in this moment. Not because every problem is solved, not because the future is fully clear, not because life has suddenly become easy, but because this moment is still here, and in this moment you can breathe. In this moment, the ground is still beneath you. In this moment, your heart is still beating. In this moment, you do not have to solve your whole life. You only have to be here. You only have to come back to now. And now is often much gentler than the frightened mind tells you it is. The overwhelmed mind lives in many places at once. It lives in tomorrow's fear, yesterday's pain, next week's uncertainty, old regrets, imagined outcomes, unfinished conversations, possible losses, and things that have not even happened. It stretches itself across time until the present moment gets lost beneath the noise. That is one reason overwhelm feels so intense. The mind is not only carrying what is here, it is carrying what might happen, what once happened, and what it fears will happen if everything does not go perfectly. But your body lives here, your breath lives here, peace is found here. In the present moment, there is often more safety than the mind is willing to admit. To say that you are safe in this moment does not mean your pain is not real. It does not mean you should ignore what is hard. It does not mean every challenge disappears because you choose a comforting thought. It means something much more powerful. It means you no longer let fear tell the whole story. It means you allow another voice to speak. A slower voice, a wiser voice, a gentler voice, the voice that says, yes, Things feel heavy right now, but I do not need to carry the whole future in this breath. The voice that says, yes, I feel overwhelmed, but I am still here. I am still breathing. I am still held by life in ways I may not fully see. Safety begins when the body receives the message that it does not have to stay in alarm every second. That message matters. So many people move through life as if they are always preparing for the next emotional blow. They stay tense because they believe that if they relax, something bad will happen. They stay mentally busy because they think if they keep thinking, they can protect themselves from pain. But constant inner alarm is not peace. It is not wisdom. It is exhaustion, wearing the mask of control. The body was not made to live forever in a state of bracing. The heart was not made to stay forever clenched. There must be moments when you tell yourself gently and clearly, I am safe enough to breathe now. I am safe enough to soften now. You may not feel fully safe in every part of your life right now. That is all right. You do not have to lie to yourself, but perhaps you can begin with this one small truth. In this breath, I am here. In this breath, I can unclench a little. In this breath, I can stop racing for one moment. In this breath, I do not need to know everything. In this breath, I can let life meet me. Sometimes healing begins in very small ways, not with a great answer, not with sudden certainty, but with one honest moment of letting the body know it is allowed to stop running for a little while. Place your attention on the present moment and notice what is here that supports you. Perhaps it is the chair beneath you, the floor beneath your feet, the air entering and leaving your body, the simple fact that you are still. Here, despite everything you have felt, support does not always arrive as a dramatic sign. Sometimes support is quiet. Sometimes it is breath. Sometimes it is stillness. Sometimes it is the realization that you do not have to think every thought that passes through your mind. Sometimes it is the awareness that panic is a feeling, not a prophecy. Sometimes it is just the gentle return to now. The present moment is very different from the fearful stories of the mind. The mind says, what if everything goes wrong? The present moment says, breathe. The mind says, you must fix it all right now. The present moment says, one thing at a time. The mind says, you are alone in this. The present moment says, life is still holding you. The mind says, you cannot handle this. The present moment says, you are handling this breath already. You are here already. You are surviving this moment already. The more you return to what is actually here, the less power fear has to pull you into futures that do not yet exist. There is a deep peace in remembering that safety is not always found in certainty. Sometimes it is found in presence. We often think we will feel calm only when everything is settled, everything is known, and every answer has arrived, but life does not always give peace in that order. Many times, peace comes first. Peace comes when you stop demanding that the future prove itself before you allow your body to relax. Peace comes when you say, I may not know what happens next, but I do not need to make war with this moment. Peace comes when you let the present be what it is, without forcing it to contain all the answers. You are allowed to rest in this moment without permission from the future. You are allowed to breathe before the problem is solved. You are allowed to soften before every fear has been answered. You are allowed to feel safe now, even if you are still waiting for clarity. This is not denial. This is wisdom. This is choosing not to let worry take over every room inside you. This is remembering that if you never give yourself moments of peace until life becomes perfect, you will keep postponing the very medicine your soul needs most. Sometimes the safest thing you can do is stop arguing with the present moment, not because you like what is happening, not because it is easy, but because fighting reality inside your own mind creates even more suffering. There is enough pain and overwhelm already. You do not need the extra pain of resistance layered on top of it. If you are tired, let that truth be here. If you are afraid, let that truth be here. If you are uncertain, let that truth be here. Let things be named without panic. Let feelings exist without turning them into threats. That is a form of safety too. The safety of not abandoning yourself when things are hard. There is something healing about placing your hand on your heart and saying, I am here with you, not against you, not demanding more from you, not punishing you for being tired, just here. The heart changes when it feels companionship instead of criticism. Your nervous system changes when it feels gentleness instead of pressure. Your breath changes when it feels no longer chased. You may have spent much of your life waiting for outer safety, outer reassurance, outer calm. But one of the most beautiful things you can learn is how to become a place of refuge for yourself, a place where your own soul can rest, a place where your own pain is not judged, a place where your own tiredness is met with love. You do not have to force yourself into peace. Peace is not something to attack your way into. Peace comes closer when you stop attacking yourself. Peace comes when your body begins to trust that this moment does not require panic. Peace comes when your thoughts are no longer treated as commands. Peace comes when the heart hears again and again, you are safe enough to breathe, safe enough to pause, safe enough to be here. It may take repetition. It may take patience. It may take many returns to this truth. That is all right. The soul learns safety gently. When life feels overwhelming, people often search far away for relief. They search in the future, in solutions, in certainty, in control. But so often, relief begins much closer. It begins in this breath, in this second, in the warmth of your own hand resting over your heart, in the quiet recognition that this moment is not asking you to carry forever. This moment is only asking you to be here, to feel the breath enter, to feel the breath leave, to stop for one moment and let the body know that it is not alone. Let the mind know that it does not need to race right now, Let the heart know that it may soften, even a little. Perhaps your life has felt uncertain for a while. Perhaps there are things you are waiting on, things you are grieving, things you are trying to understand. But even then, this moment can still hold safety. Safety does not always mean the outer world has become simple. Sometimes it means the inner world has become kinder. Sometimes it means you stop asking your body to live in constant emergency. Sometimes it means you stop treating every unanswered question as danger. Sometimes it means you trust that life can hold unfinished things while you rest for a moment in the present. You may be surprised by how much begins to change when you stop demanding that this moment be different before you allow yourself to breathe inside it. The chest softens, the thoughts slow a little, the fear loses some of its sharp edges. The body receives the message that it does not need to keep sounding the alarm without pause. And then, from that softer place, clarity begins to rise, not because you forced it, but because calm makes room for what panic cannot hear. Wisdom often speaks softly. Peace often arrives quietly. Guidance often enters when the mind has finally become still enough to receive it. So right now, let this be the truth you return to again and again. I am safe in this moment. I do not have to solve everything right now. I do not have to know everything right now. I do not have to carry tomorrow in this breath. I can be here. I can soften here. I can let this moment hold me. These are not small words. They are medicine for an overwhelmed heart. They are a doorway back to yourself. They are a way of stepping out of inner chaos and into the quiet truth that life is still here, breath is still here, and peace has not disappeared. And if your mind drifts back into fear, that is all right. Gently bring it home again, not with force, not with anger, just with love. Again and again, come back to now, come back to the breath, come back to the truth that this moment is where your power begins again, not in panic, not in pressure, not in trying to carry every possibility, but here, in presence, in softness, in this living breath, in this moment. You are not being asked to be perfect. You are only being invited to remember that even in the middle of overwhelm, you are still held by life, and you are safe enough right now to breathe. One of the deepest reasons life begins to feel unbearable is because the heart starts trying to carry more than it was ever meant to hold. At first, it may feel like responsibility. It may even feel noble. You want to make the right choices. You want to protect what matters. You want to keep things together. You want to be prepared. You want to prevent pain before it comes. You want to make sure nothing falls apart. And because you care so deeply, you begin holding tighter and tighter to everything around you. You hold tightly to the future. You hold tightly to outcomes. You hold tightly to people, to plans, to fears, to what-ifs, to the idea that if you can just think hard enough, try hard enough, or control enough, you will finally feel safe. But that kind of holding does not bring peace. It brings pressure. It brings tension. It brings a quiet exhaustion that builds slowly until one day your whole being begins to cry out for relief. There is a difference between caring and carrying. Caring is loving, showing up, doing your part, being present with what matters. Carrying is when you start believing that everything depends on you, that every outcome must be managed by your mind, that every problem must be solved by your effort, that every uncertainty must be held in your body until it goes away. Caring is natural. Carrying everything is crushing. The soul was not made to live in that kind of constant strain. Your mind was not made to keep every door guarded. Your body was not made to stay tight every moment of every day. And yet so many people live this way for years. They do not realize how much they are holding because they have become used to the weight. Sometimes you may carry things because you believe no one else will. Sometimes you may carry everything because you learned early in life that being strong meant being the one who handled what others could not. Sometimes you may carry because it feels safer than letting go. If you stay alert, perhaps you can prevent disappointment. If you stay in control, perhaps you can avoid pain. If you keep planning for every possible problem, perhaps life will not catch you by surprise. But life does not always obey control. Life moves in ways the mind cannot fully command. And when you try to hold what cannot be held, the result is almost always overwhelmed. Not because you are doing life wrong, but because you are trying to do too much of it alone. You may be carrying the feelings of others. You may be carrying old guilt. You may be carrying worries that have not even happened. You may be carrying a picture of how life should look and suffering because reality does not match that picture right now. You may be carrying the pressure to be calm when you are not calm, grateful when you are hurting, patient when you are tired, certain when you feel lost. All of this creates inner strain. It pulls at the mind, it tightens the heart, it makes the whole day feel heavier than it needs to be. And often the first step toward peace is not fixing anything outside of you. It is simply asking, what am I carrying right now that I do not need to carry in this moment? You do not have to carry every answer before it arrives. You do not have to carry every future fear in your body. You do not have to carry the belief that everything must happen on your timeline. You do not have to carry other people's emotions as if they are your own job to solve. You do not have to carry yesterday's mistakes into every new morning. You do not have to carry the heavy idea that if you rest for a moment, life will stop working. That is not truth. That is pressure speaking. Life was moving before you gripped it so tightly, and life will continue moving when you begin to soften your hold. There are many things that look like responsibility, but are really fear in disguise. Constant overthinking can look like being prepared. Constant tension can look like being serious. Constant worry can look like caring deeply, but fear cannot become wisdom just because it works hard. Fear cannot become peace just because it stays busy. There is a point where overthinking no longer helps, and overholding no longer protects. There is a point where what once felt like strength becomes the very thing that drains you. And when you reach that point, life invites you into a different kind of strength. Not the strength of clenching, but the strength of releasing. Not the strength of managing every detail, but the strength of trusting that you can breathe even without holding everything together all by yourself. It can feel frightening to loosen your grip. The mind may say, if I stop thinking about this, I will lose control. If I stop worrying, I will become careless. If I stop carrying so much, everything will collapse. But often, the opposite is true. When you stop forcing, you can finally hear what is true. When you stop carrying every fear, your body can remember what calm feels like. When you stop trying to control every possible outcome, you create space for clarity. Pressure makes it hard to see. Panic makes it hard to hear. But peace has a way of revealing the next step more gently than fear ever can. Imagine how heavy it is to go through each day as if you must hold up the sky. Imagine how tired your spirit becomes when every choice feels like a test. Every delay feels like danger. Every uncertainty feels like a threat. No wonder you feel overwhelmed. No wonder your chest tightens. No wonder your thoughts run in circles. If you have been carrying too much for too long, then overwhelm is not a mystery. It is a message. It is your inner self saying, this way of holding life is hurting me. This way of gripping every outcome is costing me peace. This way of trying to carry it all is too much. There is a softer way. It begins by admitting that not everything belongs in your hands. Some things belong to time. Some things belong to growth. Some things belong to other people. Some things belong to life itself. Not every question can be answered today. Not every fear needs to be solved. Not every closed door needs to be forced open. Not every silence means something is wrong. Sometimes the mind tries to carry life because it is afraid to trust life. But trust does not mean doing nothing. Trust means doing what is yours to do, and then allowing what is not yours to rest outside your grasp. That is where peace begins to return. Peace begins when you stop making your shoulders hold what only time can hold. Peace begins when you stop making your mind carry what only grace can carry. Peace begins when you stop asking your heart to keep everything from falling apart. Some things are not falling apart. Some things are simply unfolding. Some things are simply changing shape. Some things are simply not ready yet, and your constant holding will not make them ripen faster. It will only make you more tired. There is no shame in being tired of carrying so much. In fact, there is wisdom in that tiredness. It means some deeper part of you is ready for a different way, a way with more trust and less strain, a way with more breath and less force, a way with more surrender and less fear. Surrender is often misunderstood. It is not giving up on life. It is giving up the belief that you must carry life through panic. It is letting go of the false idea that fear is what keeps everything safe. It is choosing to stand in the middle of uncertainty without asking your whole body to turn into a battlefield. If you were to pause right now and notice what you are holding, you might find things you do not need to carry into the next hour. Perhaps you Carrying the pressure to have every answer. Perhaps you are carrying regret over something you cannot change. Perhaps you are carrying someone else's disappointment. Perhaps you are carrying a future that has not happened. Perhaps you are carrying the belief that you must never rest until everything feels perfect. But perfection is not the doorway to peace. Presence is, gentleness is, the willingness to put down, even for one moment, what your soul can no longer carry in the same way. You do not need to throw everything away at once. You do not need to become a different person overnight. You do not need to suddenly stop caring. You only need to begin noticing where your care has become burden, where your love has become fear, where your responsibility has become self-punishment. This is a loving kind of awareness. It does not accuse you, it frees you. Because once you see clearly what you have been carrying, you can begin to choose differently. You can begin to say, this fear does not need to live in my body all day. This outcome does not need to be forced. This question does not need to be answered right now. This weight does not belong on my shoulders forever. Sometimes the holiest thing you can do is let life hold some of what you have been trying to hold alone. Let life hold the unanswered parts. Let life hold the timing. Let life hold what is still becoming clear. Let life hold the things you cannot change tonight. You were never meant to live as if you are separate from support. You were never meant to be the only force at work in your own life. There is a greater movement beneath what you can see. There is wisdom moving in ways you cannot always measure. There is help that does not always arrive through force, but you must loosen your grip enough to receive it. The heart becomes lighter, not when life becomes perfect, but when it no longer tries to carry what was never truly its burden. The body softens not when every question disappears, but when it receives permission to stop bracing against all of them. The mind quiets not when it controls every outcome, but when it remembers that control is not the same as safety. Safety can also come from trust. Safety can also come from presence. Safety can also come from knowing that in this moment you do not have to hold the whole world in your chest. So let yourself hear this clearly. You do not have to carry everything. You do not have to be the keeper of every outcome. You do not have to solve tomorrow before you sleep tonight. You do not have to make your nervous system pay the price for every uncertain thing in your life. There is a gentler path, and the first step on that path is very simple. Notice what you are holding. Notice how heavy it has become. Then let your heart hear these words like warm hands placed around it. You can put some of it down now. You can breathe now. You can let this moment hold you instead. When life feels overwhelming, it is easy to believe that you have been left alone in the middle of it. The mind begins to whisper that everything is up to you now, that you must figure it all out, that if you do not stay alert every second, you will lose your way. Fear tells you that you are unsupported. Pressure tells you that you are on your own. Pain tells you that because you cannot see the full path, there must be no path at all. But this is not the deeper truth. The deeper truth is that life is still holding you, even now, even in confusion, even in uncertainty, even when your heart feels tired and your thoughts feel loud. Life has not turned away from you. The support of life does not disappear just because your mind cannot feel it in a stressed moment. There have been many times in your life when you did not know how things would work out, and yet something carried you through. You may not have recognized it at the time. Perhaps you called it luck, timing, grace, strength, help, survival, or simply getting through. But something held you. Something guided the next step. Something brought you the breath you needed, the insight you needed, the pause you needed, the person you needed, the unexpected opening you needed. Even in your hardest seasons, life was still moving. Your heart was still beating. Dawn still came. Some part of the path kept unfolding beneath your feet, even when you could not yet see the whole road. It is important to remember this when overwhelm tries to convince you that everything rests on your shoulders. Life is not asking you to move the whole mountain today. Life is not asking you to control every turn of the road. Life is not asking you to force certainty from uncertainty. Very often, life is simply asking you to take the next breath, the next step, the next honest moment of trust. The mind wants to leap ahead. It wants to know how, when, where, and what next. But life often speaks more gently than that. Life says, be here. Life says, listen. Life says, soften. Life says, let me show you one piece at a time. There is a quiet kind of spiritual strength in realizing that you are not carrying yourself through this world by effort alone. There is something greater than fear moving through your life. There is an order deeper than the panic of the mind. There is wisdom beyond your current confusion. Even when things look messy close up, there can still be meaning underneath them. Even when a chapter feels painful, there can still be guidance working through it. Even when the answer has not arrived, life can still be preparing what you cannot yet see. This does not mean every painful thing is easy. It does not mean you must pretend that struggle feels good. It simply means you no longer reduce reality to what fear can understand in one anxious moment. Think about nature for a moment. The seed does not see the tree at once. The dawn does not rush to become noon. The river does not panic because it cannot see the ocean from every bend. Life moves with a wisdom that does not depend on panic. Growth unfolds in stages, healing unfolds in stages, clarity unfolds in stages. Yet when you are overwhelmed, it is easy to forget this. The mind wants everything now because it is afraid. It wants all the answers immediately because uncertainty feels painful. But many things become clear only with time, only with trust, only with a softer pace of seeing. Life is still working, even when you cannot yet see the full shape of what it is doing. This is where trust becomes so healing. Trust does not mean pretending you are never afraid. Trust means choosing not to let fear be the only voice in the room. Trust means remembering that life has rhythms you do not always control, but those rhythms are not your enemy. Trust means allowing for the possibility that what feels delayed may still be guided, that what feels unclear may still be unfolding, that what feels heavy may still be leading you somewhere true. The overwhelmed mind says, if I cannot see the answer, there is no answer. The trusting heart says, I may not see it yet, but life is still moving. There is a deep comfort in knowing that support does not always arrive in dramatic ways. Sometimes support is simply the next calm breath entering your body. Sometimes support is the little pause that stops you from making a fearful choice. Sometimes support is a closed door that keeps you from going where your heart was not meant to stay. Sometimes support is a delay that gives you time to become ready. Sometimes support is the tiny bit of strength that appears just when you thought you had none left. Sometimes support is the quiet feeling that says, not yet, stay still a little longer. Life can guide in whispers just as much as in great signs. If you have been feeling alone inside your overwhelm, perhaps what you need most is not to force life to prove itself immediately, but to begin noticing the ways it has already been carrying you. Notice the breath that keeps coming. Notice the small moments of relief that arrive between the harder moments. Notice the strength that still gets you through the day, even when you feel fragile. Notice the inner voice that brought you here, seeking softness instead of more pressure. Notice the fact that despite all your fears, something inside you still wants peace, still believes in healing, still hopes. That too is part of life, holding you. The desire for peace is not separate from peace. It is often the doorway into it. When you feel overwhelmed, you may think that being held means life should remove all challenge at once. But being held does not always look like instant rescue. Sometimes it looks like quiet endurance with hidden grace moving underneath it. Sometimes it looks like being carried one breath at a time. Sometimes it looks like not falling apart, even when you thought you would. Sometimes it looks like your heart slowly learning that it does not need to live in constant fear to be protected. Sometimes it looks like being gently redirected. Sometimes it looks like wisdom growing in the middle of uncertainty. Life's support is not always loud, but it is often deeper than you realize. There is a reason the heart softens when it hears the words, "You are held." Something inside you recognizes the truth of it, even if your mind argues, even if fear resists, even if you have forgotten how to trust. The deeper self still knows. It knows that you were not made to walk through life cut off from grace. It knows that help can come in seen and unseen ways. It knows that there is an intelligence greater than panic and a love deeper than your current worry. It knows that you do not need to force every answer into existence. Some things arrive when you become quiet enough to receive them. This is why it matters to stop, even briefly, and say to yourself, life is still holding me. Not because you are trying to make yourself sound positive, not because you are denying what hurts, but because you are reminding your nervous system that fear is not the whole truth. You are reminding your heart that support did not vanish when things became hard. You are reminding your spirit that uncertainty is not proof of abandonment. The path may be unclear, but you are not abandoned. The future may be unwritten, but you are not unsupported. The answer may not have arrived, but life is still at work. What if you did not need to force the whole way forward today? What if your only task was to stop pushing against life long enough to feel that it is already beneath you, already around you, already breathing through you? What if support is closer than your fear allows you to notice? What if even now, in this very moment, there is a quiet current of grace moving under the surface of everything you do not yet understand? These are not small questions. They open the heart. They make room for peace. They loosen the tight grip of panic and let something softer begin to enter. You have not been forgotten. You have not fallen outside the care of life. You have not been asked to figure out everything before being worthy of support. Your life still belongs to something larger than fear. Your days still belong to a greater rhythm than urgency. And as you begin to remember this, a different feeling starts to grow. Not a loud certainty, perhaps, but a quiet steadiness, a sense that you do not have to wrestle every moment into place, a sense that you can let your shoulders come down a little, a sense that the world does not rest entirely on your tension, a sense that even here, where things still feel unfinished, life is still carrying you in ways you may only fully understand later. Sometimes all the heart needs is this one truth repeated gently. Life is still holding you. When fear rises, return to it. When your thoughts begin to race, return to it. When the future feels too large, return to it. Let it become a soft place inside you. Let it become a bridge back to trust. Let it become the quiet truth beneath the noise. Because when you remember that life is still holding you, something begins to relax. You stop trying to do the work of the whole universe inside your own mind. You stop asking yourself to solve everything through fear. You begin to let support in. You begin to let grace in. You begin to let yourself be carried, even if only for this one moment, by something kinder and wiser than panic. Imagine for a moment that inside you there is a quiet river. It does not rush. It does not panic. It does not fight the sky or force the earth to move faster. It simply flows, steady, calm, patient, alive. Even when storms pass above it, the river remembers its nature. Even when leaves fall into it, even when the light changes, even when the world around it shifts, the river keeps moving with a wisdom of its own. This river is the peace within you. It is not gone just because you feel overwhelmed. It is not destroyed by stress. It is not lost because your thoughts have become loud. It is still there, flowing beneath the surface, waiting for you to return to it. When life feels too heavy, people often believe that peace has disappeared. They think peace is something fragile, something that can only exist when there are no problems, no pressure, no uncertainty. But true peace is deeper than circumstances. It is deeper than the noise of the mind. It is deeper than the fear of the moment. Peace is not always loud enough to compete with panic, but that does not mean it has left. It may simply be waiting underneath the rush of your thoughts, waiting underneath the tension in your body, waiting underneath the endless effort to control what cannot yet be controlled. Like a river beneath branches and shadow, it is still moving, even when you have forgotten how to look for it. The beautiful thing about a river is that it does not need to force itself to flow. Flow is its nature. It moves because movement belongs to it. In the same way, peace belongs to your deeper self. Peace is not something you have to earn by solving every part of your life. Peace is not a prize waiting for you at the end of perfect circumstances. Peace is part of your natural state, and when you stop fighting yourself long enough, you begin to feel it again. Not always all at once, not always in a dramatic moment. Sometimes you feel it as one softer breath, sometimes as a small drop in the tension, sometimes as one quiet second where the noise inside you becomes less demanding. Picture this river clearly. See how the water catches light. See how it moves without asking permission. Hear the gentle sound of it flowing over smooth stones. The air around it is soft. The space is open. Nothing is rushing. Nothing is demanding. The river knows where it is going even when the path curves. It does not need to see the whole journey at once. It does not stop at every bend and panic because the next turn is hidden. It keeps moving with trust in its own nature. There is something deeply healing in this image because it reminds you of a truth the frightened mind forgets. You do not need to see the entire path to keep moving with grace. You do not need all the answers to remain connected to peace. Perhaps lately you have been living like a clenched fist, holding, bracing, trying, resisting, guarding, preparing, pushing. No wonder you feel tired. A clenched life is exhausting. But the river teaches another way. It teaches softness without weakness. It teaches movement without force. It teaches trust without giving up. It teaches that there is wisdom in yielding, wisdom in allowing, wisdom in no longer trying to make every part of life obey fear. The river does not lose itself because it flows. It becomes more fully itself through flow. And you too become more deeply yourself when you stop living as if tension is the same thing as safety. If you sit quietly for a moment, you may be able to feel this river within you. Perhaps first you notice your breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Even in overwhelm, the breath is a kind of river. It arrives, it leaves, it returns again. You do not have to force it. You do not have to earn it. Breath is one of the first reminders that life still knows how to move through you when the mind has forgotten how to relax. Each breath is a message. You are still here. Life is still here. Flow is still possible. Peace is still possible. Sometimes the mind wants peace to look dramatic. It wants a sudden breakthrough, a perfect sign, a complete end to uncertainty. But the river of peace usually returns in quieter ways. It returns when you stop demanding that today carry the whole future. It returns when you step away from the storm of overthinking for one honest breath. It returns when you stop arguing with how tired you are and simply let yourself be held by the moment. It returns when you stop trying to fix everything all at once and allow one small space of softness to open inside you. This is how peace often comes back, not as a performance, but as a remembering. The river also teaches patience. It does not rush itself because the ocean is still far away. It does not call itself a failure because the path bends or narrows. It does not become ashamed because there are rocks in the way. It simply keeps moving. It meets each part of the path as it comes. It flows around what it cannot force. It stays in relationship with the present curve instead of demanding to know the final shape of the whole journey. There is wisdom here for your own heart. You do not need to rush your healing. You do not need to hate the bends in your path. You do not need to think something is wrong because you cannot yet see where everything is leading. You can. And meet this moment and let the next moment come when it is ready. Imagine stepping closer to this inner river now. The water is calm, warm with light, gentle and alive. You do not need to do anything to deserve it. You only need to notice that it is here. Imagine taking all the tight thoughts in your mind and setting them on leaves upon the water. The fear about tomorrow, the pressure to fix everything, the sadness you have been carrying, the need to know, the need to hold, the fear that you are behind, the fear that you are not doing enough. One by one, place them down and watch the river carry them, not because you are pretending they never existed, but because you are no longer asking your whole body to hold them all at once. See how the water takes them gently. It does not fight them. It does not judge them. It carries them onward. This is what peace does. Peace does not attack your fear. Peace gives it somewhere to go. Peace does not shame your exhaustion. Peace allows it to rest. Peace does not demand perfection. Peace creates space where the heart can breathe again. As you watch the river move, notice what happens inside you. The chest loosens a little. The jaw softens. The breath deepens. The mind becomes less crowded, not because every problem has vanished, but because you have stopped treating every problem as something that must live inside you all at once. There is a place in you that knows how to float, a place that does not need to grip the edges of life to survive, a place that remembers that peace is not passive, peace is alive, peace is intelligent, peace helps you hear what panic cannot hear. Peace lets you sense what matters now and what can wait. Peace makes room for guidance. Peace makes room for trust. Peace makes room for the next true step, which is often much simpler than the frightened mind imagined. When you return to the river within, you do not become careless. You become clear. And perhaps that is what your heart needs most right now. Not more pressure, not more inner noise, not more urgency. Perhaps what it needs is the return to this river, the return to flow, the return to a way of being that does not make war with every unknown thing, the return to the understanding that life can move through you with more grace than fear would ever allow. The river is still here. Your peace is still here. Beneath the noise, beneath the rushing, beneath the overwhelm, something calm and steady is still flowing in you. So when life feels too loud, close your eyes for a moment and come back here. Come back to the river. See its quiet light. Hear its steady movement. Let it remind you that not everything must be forced. Let it remind you that you can soften without falling apart. Let it remind you that there is a deeper rhythm in you than panic. Let it remind you that you were never meant to live cut off from peace. Even now, a river is flowing. Even now, peace is available. Even now, life is moving through you with patience, with softness, with quiet wisdom. And if you listen carefully, you may feel it saying, you do not have to fight so hard anymore. You can let yourself flow. There comes a moment when the heart grows tired of holding what it cannot heal by force. It grows tired of carrying fear in the chest, pressure in the shoulders, and endless questions in the mind. It grows tired of trying to solve tomorrow before tomorrow comes. It grows tired of bracing against life as if peace must be earned through struggle. And in that tiredness, something very beautiful can begin. A letting go, not a giving up on life, but a release of the heavy way you have been trying to live it. You do not have to carry every burden all the way through the night. You do not have to keep every worry alive in your body. You do not have to keep gripping what your soul is begging to set down. So often, people think that if they release their worries, they will become careless. They think if they stop holding everything so tightly, they will lose control and everything will fall apart. But worry is not love. Worry is not wisdom. Worry is not the same as responsibility. Worry is the mind trying to protect you in the only way it knows, by staying busy, by staying alert, by never resting. And yet all that constant effort does not bring peace. It only makes your inner world more crowded. It only makes the heart more tired. It only makes the body feel like it is living under a weight that never lifts. There is another way, a softer way, a way that allows care without fear, presence without panic, and trust without constant strain. Imagine now that everything you have been carrying can take shape in your hands. The fear about the future, the pain of not knowing, the pressure to be strong, the sadness you have not fully spoken, the thoughts that keep returning at night, the need to fix, to plan, to control, to understand everything. Feel how heavy those things have become. Feel how long you have been carrying them. You may not have even noticed the full weight because it became normal to you. But just because something has been familiar does not mean it has been gentle. Just because you have grown used to carrying it does not mean it belongs in your hands forever. There is a quiet healing in saying, I cannot keep holding all of this in the same way, not with shame, not with defeat, simply with honesty. Honesty is holy when it opens the door to peace. You do not have to pretend you are fine. You do not have to keep proving that you can endure what is hurting you. You are allowed to stop and say, This is too heavy for me to carry alone. That admission is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is the heart turning toward healing instead of more pressure. It is the beginning of making space inside yourself again. So now, in your mind, imagine a place where you can lay these burdens down. It may be that quiet river within you. It may be a field of soft light. It may be the open hands of life itself. See it clearly, a place that does not judge your fear, a place that does not rush your healing, a place that can hold what you no longer need to carry alone, and one by one begin to place your worries there, gently, without force, without needing to explain them. Just set them down. The fear of what comes next, set it down. The pressure to do everything perfectly, set it down. The sadness you have been swallowing, set it down. The belief that you must figure out your whole life right now, set it down. Notice what happens as you begin to release them. The body softens a little. The breath deepens. The chest loosens. The mind becomes less crowded. It may not all disappear at once, and that is all right. Release is often gentle. It often happens layer by layer, breath by breath, moment by moment. The point is not to become instantly empty of every worry. The point is to stop asking your nervous system to hold all of them at full weight all the time. The point is to let your body know that it is allowed to rest from carrying so much. The point is to let your heart know that it no longer has to stand guard over every fear. You may have believed for a long time that holding on was what kept you safe. Holding on to every detail, holding on to every possible outcome, holding on to every reason to be afraid. But what if some of your suffering has not come from life itself, but from the tight way you have been holding life? What if peace has been waiting on the other side of that grip? What if release is not dangerous at all, but deeply healing? There is so much freedom in realizing that you do not have to rehearse pain to be ready for it. You do not have to think every fearful thought to protect yourself. You do not have to keep old worries alive in order to prove that you care. There are things in life that need your attention, yes, but there are also things that need your surrender. Some things cannot be solved through more pressure. Some things cannot be healed through more force. Some things must be placed into the hands of time, grace, growth, and trust. When you keep holding what can only unfold in its own way, you create suffering inside yourself that serves no one. Your body pays the price. Your peace pays the price. Your spirit pays the price. Release is the beginning of no longer paying that price for everything at once. Perhaps you have been carrying the fear that if you let go, no one will catch you. But life has been catching you in ways you may not always see. The next breath catches you. The ground beneath your feet catches you. The quiet strength that rises when needed catches you. The moments of grace you did not expect catch you. You are not falling into nothingness when you let go. You are falling into reality. And reality is that you were never meant to hold yourself together through fear alone. There is support here. There is life here. There is peace here, waiting for room to enter. You can release the need to have every answer. You can release the pressure to be strong in the old painful way. You can release the belief that rest must be earned. You can release the old habit of turning every uncertainty into a personal burden. You can release the voice that says you must not stop until everything feels resolved. So much of healing begins right there in that gentle permission, the permission to put down what has been crushing you, the permission to breathe before you understand everything, the permission to let today be held differently than yesterday. If tears come when you imagine letting go, let them come. Tears are not failure. They are often part of release. They are the body's way of loosening what has been held too tightly for too long. If sadness rises, let it rise without fear. If fatigue is there, honor it. There is nothing wrong with the parts of you that are tired. They are simply telling the truth. And truth, when met with kindness, becomes a doorway. It becomes a place where the hard grip of control begins to open into trust. Let this be your practice now. When the mind grows loud, pause and ask, what am I carrying right now that I can put down for this moment? Maybe it is one fear. Maybe it is one pressure. Maybe it is one old thought that keeps returning. Put it down. You do not have to carry it for the next hour. You do not have to carry it into your next breath. You can set it aside and return to yourself. This is how peace is invited back, not by forcing the whole storm to disappear, but by choosing again and again not to hold every cloud in your own hands. There is no prize for carrying more than your heart can bear. There is no deeper holiness in staying tense all the time. There is no healing in making yourself the home of every worry. But there is healing in release. There is healing in letting life hold what life can hold better than fear can. There is healing in saying, I do not need to carry this all right now. There is healing in allowing your body to know what it feels like to be unburdened, even for one sacred moment. So breathe gently now and let these words settle in you. I release what I cannot control. I put down what is too heavy for my heart. I let life hold me now. Say them slowly inside yourself. Feel what happens when you do. A little more space, a little more softness, a little more quiet. That is enough for now. That is beautiful for now. You do not need to do more in this moment. Just put it down. Just breathe. Just let yourself be held. After you put something down, even one small burden, there is suddenly space inside you. Oh. And what enters that space matters. If fear rushes back in and fills every quiet corner, the heaviness returns. But if you begin to fill that space with peace, with trust, with gentleness, something in your whole being starts to change. This is why release is only one part of healing. The next part is allowing something softer to take its place. You do not just let go of fear, you begin to welcome calm. You do not just stop carrying pressure, you begin to receive peace, and peace often enters more simply than people think, one breath at a time, one gentle thought at a time, one small return to trust at a time. Many people wait for peace to arrive all at once, like a great answer from the sky. They wait for one perfect moment when every fear vanishes and every uncertainty becomes clear. But peace usually comes more quietly than that. Peace returns the way morning light enters a room, slowly, softly, without forcing anything. First a little glow, then a little more brightness, then the shadows begin to loosen. In the same way, your heart does not always heal in one sudden wave. Sometimes it heals through small moments of calm, repeated with love, a slower breath, a softer jaw, a gentler thought, a kinder voice within. These small changes are not weak. They are powerful because they teach your body a new way to live. When you are overwhelmed, the mind wants to run far ahead. It wants all the answers, all the plans, all the safety at once. But peace does not ask that of you. Peace says, come back to this breath. Peace says, let this moment be enough. Peace says, you do not need to solve your whole life right now. You only need to return to yourself now. There is such deep healing in learning to live this way, not because life becomes simple overnight, but because your relationship with life becomes softer. You stop treating every hard moment like an emergency. You stop asking your body to live in tomorrow's fear. You start letting the present moment hold what it can actually hold. Take a slow breath in now and feel the air enter your body. Then let it leave, slowly, gently. Notice how simple this is. You do not need to understand everything to do this. You do not need to be perfect to do this. You do not need to be free from fear to do this. One breath is available even in the middle of confusion. One breath is available even in the middle of sadness. One breath is available even when life feels unfinished. And often, one breath is enough to begin changing the direction of your inner world. Because one breath says to the body, you are not being chased in this moment. One breath says to the mind, you may rest for a second. One breath says to the heart, I am here with you now. This is the quiet power of breathing with awareness. It brings you back from the future. It brings you back from the racing stories of the mind. It brings you back to what is real and alive right now. Breath is humble, but it is holy. It is always here, always arriving, always offering another beginning. No matter how chaotic your thoughts have been, the next breath does not punish you. It simply comes. It offers itself freely. And in that gift there is a message. Life has not left you. Peace has not left you. You can begin again here. As peace begins to return, you may notice that your thoughts are still there. Some fears may still whisper. Some questions may still remain unanswered. That is all right. Peace is not the complete absence of thought. Peace is a new relationship with thought. It is no longer believing every fearful sentence as if it were final truth. It is hearing the mind without handing it full control. It is allowing thoughts to come and go without turning each one into a command. When you live this way, Fear no longer rules the whole inner world. It becomes one voice among many, and it no longer gets the last word. You can replace fear with faith in very simple ways, not with hard effort, but with small spiritual truths repeated gently. Life is supporting me. I am safe in this moment. I do not need to know everything right now. I can take one step at a time. Peace is still possible for me. These words are not meant to deny your reality. They are meant to widen it. They remind you that fear is not the only reality. They remind your body that softness is available. They remind your heart that trust can live beside uncertainty. They remind your spirit that calm is not far away. It begins the moment you stop giving all your power to panic. There is also something deeply healing in accepting that you are allowed to move slowly. Overwhelm makes everything feel urgent, but not everything is urgent. Not every decision must be made this minute. Not every answer must arrive today. Not every feeling must be fixed at once. Some things need time. Some things need gentleness. Some things need you to stop pushing them and simply let them breathe. When you allow slowness into your healing, you create room for peace to settle. The body feels safer with gentleness than with force. The mind becomes clearer with patience than with panic. The soul opens more easily when it is not being rushed. Peace also grows when you become kind in the way you speak to yourself. If your inner voice is hard, your body stays tense. If your inner voice is gentle, the whole system begins to soften. So notice your words. Are you telling yourself to hurry, to fix, to stop feeling, to do better, to be stronger? Or are you saying, this is hard, and I am with you? Are you saying, we can breathe now? Are you saying, one step is enough for this moment? These small changes matter. The body listens. The heart listens. Healing often begins not with a huge event, but with a different tone inside your own mind. Faith does not always look like certainty. Sometimes faith looks like taking the next calm breath, even when you do not know how things will unfold. Sometimes faith looks like choosing peace before you have all the proof you want. Sometimes faith looks like resting in the truth that you do not have to understand the whole path to trust the next step. That kind of faith is quiet, but it is strong. It does not need to shout. It does not need to force. It simply keeps returning to what is true. I am here. I am breathing. Life is still moving. I am not alone. This moment can hold me. As you breathe more gently, peace begins to spread in small ways. The shoulders drop. The chest softens. The mind becomes less sharp. You notice the room around you again. You notice light. You notice stillness. You notice that the storm inside is no longer everything. This does not mean there are no challenges. It means the challenges are no longer living in every part of your body at once. It means you are beginning to separate yourself from the panic. You are beginning to realize that overwhelm is an experience, not your identity. It is a feeling that passes through. It is not the truth of who you are. If fear returns, and sometimes it will, do not be harsh with yourself. Just return again. Return to the breath. Return to the truth that peace can come back slowly. return to the gentle thought that you are allowed to heal in layers. Return to the trust that one calm breath is never wasted. Every time you choose peace, even briefly, you are teaching your body something new. You are teaching your heart that not every hard moment requires panic. You are teaching your mind that it does not have to run the whole show. You are teaching your spirit that home is still here within you. And perhaps that is the most beautiful thing of all. Peace does not come only from outside. It rises from within when you make room for it. It rises when you breathe. It rises when you soften. It rises when you stop trying to heal through force. It rises when you trust that small moments matter. So do not underestimate the power of this breath, this pause, this one soft return to yourself. A whole life can begin to change one peaceful moment at a time. After so much pressure, so much inner noise, so much carrying and bracing and trying, gratitude may seem like a very quiet thing, but quiet things can be deeply powerful. Gratitude is one of those quiet powers. It does not demand, it does not push, it does not pretend that pain never existed. Gratitude simply turns the heart toward what is still here, what is still good, what is still holding you even now. And when life has felt overwhelming, that turn matters. It matters because the mind, when afraid, learns to scan for danger. It notices what is wrong, what is missing, what is uncertain, what still hurts. Gratitude gently teaches the heart to notice something else as well, not instead of truth, but alongside it. It teaches the heart to say, yes, this has been hard, and still there is something here to thank life for. Gratitude does not have to be large. It does not have to be dramatic. It does not have to arrive only after everything is healed. In fact, one of the most healing kinds of gratitude is the simple kind. Thank you for this breath. Thank you for this moment of quiet. Thank you for the chance to rest. Thank you for the strength that carried me through the day. Thank you for the softness returning to my body. Thank you for this little bit of peace. These small thank yous begin to open the heart again. They remind you that even in hard seasons, life has not become empty of grace. There is still support. There is still beauty. There is still goodness flowing in small and gentle ways. When you feel overwhelmed, gratitude can help bring you back into relationship with the present moment. Instead of being lost only in what is unresolved, you begin to notice what is supporting you now. The chair beneath you, the breath in your lungs, the quiet around you, the warmth of a blanket, the sound of rain, the softness of evening light, the fact that you made it through another day. These are not little things to a tired heart. These are sacred things. These are reminders that life is still offering comfort, still offering care, still offering itself to you in ways both seen and unseen. There is also a healing shift that happens when gratitude enters after overwhelm. Before, the heart may have been closed tight, guarding itself against more pain. but gratitude loosens that grip. It says, I am willing to notice what is good even in small ways. I am willing to receive what is gentle. I am willing to let this moment matter. In that willingness, the body softens, the breath deepens, the mind becomes less fixed on struggle alone. Gratitude does not solve every problem, but it changes the room inside you where the problems are being held. It brings light into places that were heavy. It brings warmth into places that were cold with fear. It reminds you that life is not only difficulty, it is also gift. Perhaps today the greatest gift is simply that you paused. Perhaps the gift is that you listened to the part of yourself that needed tenderness. Perhaps the gift is that you did not keep pushing quite as hard. Perhaps the gift is that one breath felt softer than the one before. Perhaps the gift is that you are beginning to understand that peace does not have to wait until everything is perfect. These things are worth honoring. These things are worth noticing. These things are worth thanking life for, not because they are grand, but because they are true. And truth, when met with gratitude, becomes nourishment for the soul. Sometimes people think they must force gratitude, but true gratitude does not come from pressure. It comes from presence. It comes from paying attention to what is quietly here. It comes from letting your heart feel the support that has been there all along. Maybe you can place your hand on your heart now and whisper, "Thank you for carrying me this far. Thank you for this breath. Thank you for this little piece. Thank you for not giving up on me." These words may seem simple, but they touch something deep. They soften the loneliness of overwhelm. They create a bridge between you and life again. They remind you that you are not just surviving inside a cold universe. You are living inside something that still responds to softness. Gratitude can also become a way of blessing the body. So much of overwhelm is lived through the body. The tight shoulders, the tired eyes, the racing chest, the restless sleep, the weary muscles. The whole system works so hard to carry what the mind has been holding. So perhaps now you can thank your body too. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you for breathing for me. Thank you for carrying me through the hard moments. Thank you for telling me when I need rest. Thank you for asking me to slow down. The body is not your enemy. Even its tension has been an attempt to protect you. When you thank it, something begins to heal between you and yourself. Gratitude opens the door to hope, but in a very gentle way, not the kind of hope that demands instant change, a softer hope, a quieter hope, the hope that says, if peace is here now in this small way, perhaps more peace can come. If life is supporting me in this breath, perhaps it will support me in the next. If I can feel one moment of calm, perhaps healing is already beginning. This kind of hope does not rush. It simply stays open. It lets goodness enter without forcing it. It trusts that even small blessings are meaningful. It trusts that life can meet you through tiny openings. And when gratitude becomes part of your practice, even in the middle of hard seasons, it changes the way you move through the day. You begin to see what fear had hidden. You notice the one kind word, the one peaceful pause, the one sign that things are not as hopeless as panic claimed, the one little light in the middle of the heaviness. These moments matter because they remind the heart of its connection to life. They remind you that you are still part of something living and loving and unfolding, even when you feel tired. So now, let yourself be very simple. You do not need a long speech. You do not need the perfect words. Just this is enough. Thank you for this moment of peace. Thank you for the breath in my body. Thank you for the calm that is returning. Thank you for the support I cannot always see. Thank you for the strength that remains. Thank you for guiding me gently back to myself. Stay there for a moment. Let gratitude rest in your chest. Let it warm the places that have been cold with worry. Let it become a soft light within you. You may still have questions. You may still be in the middle of a season that feels unfinished, but gratitude tells the heart that unfinished does not mean unsupported. It tells the mind that uncertainty does not cancel goodness. It tells the soul that even now, right here, there is enough to soften into, there is enough to receive, there is enough to honor, and that simple honoring changes everything a little. It makes the inner world less harsh. It makes life feel less like a burden and more like something that can still hold beauty even now. Let this be your gentle prayer tonight, or whenever you need it. Thank you for this moment. Thank you for this breath. Thank you for this peace. Let it settle into you slowly. Let it become the tone of your heart. Let it remind you that no matter how overwhelmed you have felt, goodness has not disappeared. It is still here, sometimes quietly, sometimes softly, but still here. And the moment you thank it, you begin to feel it more fully. When life feels overwhelming, one of the cruelest lies the mind can tell is this: you're alone in this, and you're not handling it well enough. That lie can make the burden twice as heavy. It can turn a tired moment into shame. It can turn fear into self-blame. It can make you believe that because you feel deeply, because you need rest, because you do not have every answer, something must be wrong with you. But nothing is wrong with you for feeling overwhelmed. Nothing is wrong with you for needing gentleness. Nothing is wrong with you for being human in a hard moment. You are not failing because your heart is asking for peace. You are not failing because your body is asking for rest. You are not failing because your soul is tired of carrying too much. So many people are living with silent pressure. So many hearts are trying to stay brave while feeling scared. So many minds are racing while pretending to be calm. So many people are doing their best with more weight than anyone else can fully see. If you could see how many tender, good, loving people also lie awake with worries, also feel tired in ways they cannot explain, also wonder if they are doing enough, your heart might soften toward itself. You might realize that needing comfort does not make you weak. It makes you alive. It makes you real. It makes you part of the human family of souls, learning, stumbling, healing, and beginning again. You do not have to earn support by suffering in silence. You do not have to prove your strength by staying tense all the time. You do not have to become harder in order to survive. In truth, some of the deepest strength in this life is softness, the strength to tell the truth about how you feel, the strength to stop pretending you are fine when you are not, the strength to breathe instead of push, the strength to ask for peace instead of demanding more from yourself, the strength to believe that your worth has not changed just because this season feels heavy. These are not small strengths. They are life-giving strengths. They are healing strengths. They are the kind of strengths that bring you back to yourself. You are not behind in life because this moment is hard. You are not lost because the path is unclear. You are not forgotten because you feel tired. Life is not measuring you by how quickly you move through pain. Life is not judging you for needing time, for needing rest, for needing softness. The deeper rhythm of healing is kinder than that. It allows for pauses. It allows for tears. It allows for uncertainty. It allows for days when all you can do is breathe and try again tomorrow. There is nothing shameful in that. There is wisdom in honoring the pace your soul truly needs. Perhaps for too long you have spoken to yourself in the language of pressure. Hurry, fix it, do better, be stronger, do not stop. But those words do not sound like love, and you deserve to be spoken to with love, especially by yourself. So let the voice within you change now. Let it become softer. Let it say, you are doing the best you can. Let it say, I am here with you. Let it say, we do not have to solve everything tonight. Let it say, you are still worthy in the middle of this. Let it say, rest is allowed here. Let it say, peace is allowed here. When the inner voice changes, the heart begins to trust again. You are not meant to walk through life feeling cut off from comfort. You are not meant to carry every burden without relief. You are not meant to live as if love only belongs to you when you are calm, strong, productive, and certain. Love belongs to you now. Support belongs to you now. Peace belongs to you now, even if only in small moments at first. You do not need to become perfect to receive what is gentle. You do not need to reach the end of your struggle to deserve tenderness. You deserve tenderness because you are here, because you are trying, because you are alive. And if you have felt ashamed of your overwhelm, let that shame fall away now. It has not helped you. It has only made the hard moments harder. You do not need it anymore. You can let it leave. You can let your tired heart be innocent again. You can let your tears be honest again. You can let your need for rest be natural again. You can stop treating your pain like a personal failure and start meeting it like a sacred message asking for care. There is so much freedom in that shift. There is so much healing in no longer making war with yourself. Maybe no one has told you this clearly enough, so let it be said now. You are allowed to need help. You are allowed to need stillness. You are allowed to have limits. You are allowed to not know what comes next. You are allowed to heal slowly. You are allowed to begin again as many times as you need. None of these things make you less worthy. None of these things make you less spiritual. None of these things mean you are failing. They simply mean you are living honestly, and honest living opens the door to real peace. The truth is, you have already come through so much, more than you remember, more than others know, more than even you may give yourself credit for. There is strength in you already. There is wisdom in you already. There is resilience in you already. But that strength does not have to look like endless pressure anymore. It can look like gentleness now. It can look like surrender now. It can look like letting yourself be loved by life now. It can look like choosing calm over panic, one breath at a time. That is strength too. Perhaps it is the kind of strength your soul has been asking for all along. As you move forward from this moment, let yourself carry one simple truth. You are not alone and you are not failing. When fear rises, return to it. When the mind becomes harsh, return to it. When life feels too big, return to it. Let it become a quiet home inside you. You are not alone. Life is with you, breath is with you, peace is with you, grace is with you. You are not failing, you are learning, you are healing, you are being invited into a softer way of living, and that invitation is a gift. So rest here for a moment longer. Let your shoulders drop, let your jaw soften, let your breath become easy. Let these words move slowly through your heart. I am not alone. I am not failing. I am safe, supported, and guided. I do not have to carry everything. I can let peace return to me. I can trust life, one breath at a time. Feel how different those words are from fear. Feel how much kinder they are. Feel how they open something within you that pressure could never open. And when you leave this moment, do not rush away from the peace you have touched here. Take it with you gently. Carry it into the next breath, the next hour, the next small step. Let it remind you that your life does not need to be lived in constant struggle. Let it remind you that softness is not weakness. Let it remind you that you are worthy of ease, worthy of support, worthy of calm. Let it remind you that even when life feels overwhelming, there is still a place within you that can return to peace. So if life has felt like too much, let this be the moment you stop asking yourself to carry it all alone. Let this be the moment you breathe instead of brace. Let this be the moment you soften instead of push. You have carried enough. You have worried enough. You have tried hard enough. Now it is time to let peace do some of the holding. You do not need every answer tonight. You do not need to know exactly how everything will unfold. You do not need to force healing or rush clarity or prove your strength through more struggle. You only need this moment, this breath, this small return to yourself. That is enough, more than enough, because healing often begins in the smallest acts of kindness toward your own heart. Remember what is true. You do not have to carry everything. Life is still holding you. A river of peace is still flowing within you. You can put your worries down now. Peace can return one breath at a time. Gratitude can open your heart again. And no matter how overwhelmed you have felt, you are not alone and you are not failing. So place your hand on your heart and rest with these words for a moment. I am safe in this moment. I release what I cannot control. Life is holding me. Peace is returning to me now. I am not alone. I am not failing. All is well, one breath at a time. Let that truth stay with you. Let it walk with you into the rest of your day, or into your night, or into whatever comes next. And when the world feels heavy again, come back here. Come back to the breath. Come back to the softness. Come back to the quiet knowing that life has not left you. Peace has not left you. You are still held, still guided, still deeply loved by life itself.